After the age of 50, life begins to change in unexpected ways. It's a phase where children often grow up and move out, careers slow down or end, and the quiet of the house can grow louder than ever before. For many, this is a time of reflection, but for others, it becomes a breeding ground for something deeper, darker, and more difficult to talk about: depression, anxiety, and relentless overthinking. You might look in the mirror and see someone who's smiling on the outside, attending family gatherings, helping grandkids, maybe even going for walks, but inside there's a constant storm of questions, doubts, fears, and pain that nobody can see. Maybe you felt it. That nagging voice that says, "What's next? Did I do enough with my life? Why do I feel so empty even when I'm surrounded by people?" This isn't weakness. It isn't something to be ashamed of. It's real, it's human, and it's more common than people admit. Depression after 50 doesn't always look like tears and sadness. Sometimes it's numbness, a lack of excitement, a habit of overthinking every small detail of your day, and anxiety. It's not just about panic attacks. It's the tightness in your chest when the sun goes down, the worry that your best days are behind you. But here's the truth: you are not alone, and more importantly, you are not done. In this video, we're going to take you through every single layer of this invisible wall. We'll explore why it happens, what you can do about it, and how to slowly, step by step, take back control of your mind, your emotions, and your peace. Whether you're battling sleepless nights, a racing mind, or a heart that just feels heavy for no reason, this is for you. So take a deep breath, maybe grab a cup of tea, and most importantly, stay with me till the end. Because what we talk about today could just change everything for you. Let's begin. Before we talk about overcoming depression and anxiety after 50, we have to first understand what's really going on inside your mind and body. Many people assume depression and anxiety are just chemical imbalances or mental issues that exist in a vacuum, but in truth, these feelings are signals, warning lights on the dashboard of your life. After 50, the body changes, hormones shift, energy drops. The brain rewires itself based on decades of routine, emotion, loss, stress, and the passage of time. Men and women both experience this differently. For women, menopause can trigger a host of emotional symptoms: mood swings, irritability, memory issues, and depression. The sudden drop in estrogen affects serotonin levels, which plays a key role in mood regulation. For men, a gradual decrease in testosterone, often called andropause, can lead to low energy, irritability, and even a quiet withdrawal from things they once loved. Add to that the emotional weight of retirement, financial pressure, relationship shifts, chronic health issues, or the loss of a spouse or friend, and it becomes a perfect storm. The silence of the house becomes overwhelming. You're no longer needed the way you once were, and the mind begins to fill in the blanks with fear, regret, and endless thoughts. Overthinking becomes the escape, but it's also the trap. You begin to dwell on past mistakes, worry about the future, replay old conversations, imagine worst-case scenarios. You're no longer present in the moment because your mind is constantly somewhere else, rewinding or fast-forwarding. This isn't your fault. This is how the human mind copes when left unchecked. The issue is when it becomes a daily pattern, when you start waking up with dread instead of peace. But here's something powerful. The brain, even at 50, 60, 70, or 80, can be retrained. Neuroplasticity doesn't end with age. Your thoughts are not facts, and your emotions are not your identity. You can change this. And it starts with awareness. Many people try to treat depression or anxiety by focusing on the symptom, taking pills, avoiding certain situations, trying to think positive thoughts, but very few ever look at the root cause. Let's uncover some hidden triggers that often go unnoticed after 50. Lack of purpose. After retiring or watching children leave home, you may feel a loss of identity. Who are you now without your role as a provider, a parent, or a leader? This empty space breeds overthinking. Unspoken grief. Grief isn't always about losing a loved one. Sometimes it's the death of dreams, unfulfilled plans, or lost time. This can quietly live in your body and affect your mood without you realizing it. Isolation. Even if you're around people, emotional isolation is real. Not feeling understood or truly seen can create a deep sense of loneliness. Information overload. Social media, television, and the news can trigger anxiety and panic without you even knowing it. The world feels unstable and your nervous system reacts accordingly. Poor sleep. Many adults over 50 face insomnia or fragmented sleep, which can worsen anxiety and depression. Credits. Script by your name or company if provided. Poor sleep. Many adults over 50 face insomnia or fragmented sleep due to physical changes. But sleep is crucial to mental clarity. Lack of sleep amplifies anxiety and negative thinking. Nutrient deficiency. Believe it or not, low levels of vitamin D, vitamin B12, omega-3, or magnesium can directly impact your mood. You may think you're just getting older when it could be a simple deficiency. Suppressed emotions. For decades, many people suppress pain, trauma, or regret. After 50, these emotions rise to the surface like old letters you never read, waiting to be felt and released. When you identify the root triggers, something magical happens. You stop blaming yourself. You stop feeling broken. You realize you're not failing. You're responding to life's complexity with a brain that's been doing its best to protect you. And once you see the full picture, you can begin to heal. One of the most overlooked aspects of mental health after 50 is the connection between your mind and your body. When you're anxious, your heart races. When you're sad, your shoulders slouch. When you overthink, your breathing becomes shallow. And when this becomes a cycle, it affects your digestion, your immune system, your sleep, and even your memory. But the reverse is also true. When you move your body, breathe deeply, stretch, walk, or expose yourself to sunlight, you begin to send new signals to the brain. Signals that say, I am safe, I am alive, I am still capable. Even a 10-minute walk in the morning can begin to shift the chemical balance in your brain. You don't need intense gym workouts or strict diets, you just need to move, to get sunlight, to reconnect with your body as a source of strength. This is where recovery begins. Not with trying to fix your mind, but with understanding the environment your mind is living in. Take a moment now, sit up straight, breathe in through your nose, hold it, then slowly exhale through your mouth. Do that 3 times. Feel your body, notice your heart rate. The moment you tune in, you interrupt the cycle of anxiety. Small changes, big difference. Building a mental and emotional routine that heals you every day. Now that you understand the hidden causes behind your emotional struggles after 50, it's time to talk about what you can do about it. Healing doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens in small, consistent steps, especially after midlife. The good news is, your brain is still capable of creating new pathways, and your body is ready to respond to nurturing structure and new routines. Let's begin with the foundation: your daily mental habits. Start your day with stillness, not screens. The first 20 minutes after you wake up, set the tone for your entire day. Many people over 50 reach for their phone first thing in the morning, checking the news, social media, or emails. But this floods the brain with anxiety-inducing content before your mind is even fully awake. Instead, try this. As soon as you wake up, sit at the edge of your bed. Close your eyes. Take 5 deep breaths. Say out loud, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm ready. Avoid all screens for at least 30 minutes. Do 3 simple stretches while standing. Roll your shoulders, reach for the sky, touch your toes. This one change alone can reduce morning anxiety by over 40%. Create a gentle morning routine with purpose. When you're younger, your life revolves around external purpose. Jobs, raising kids, achieving goals. After 50, it's time to create internal purpose. Rituals that ground you. Here's an example morning routine. Make your bed mindfully. It sounds small, but it gives the brain a sense of order. Drink a glass of warm water with lemon. It wakes up your digestion. Light a candle or play soft music for 5 minutes while sitting in silence. Keep a notebook nearby. Write just 1 sentence each morning. Today I choose. And complete it with a feeling or intention: peace, joy, strength, forgiveness. This isn't about productivity, it's about reclaiming your emotional space before the world intrudes. Food that fuels calmness, not chaos. What you eat after 50 affects your mood more than you think. Processed food, excessive sugar, alcohol, and caffeine may increase inflammation, gut problems, and mood instability. Here are some mood-friendly foods. Avocados, rich in healthy fats and folate, which support brain health. Oats and whole grains. These help regulate blood sugar and reduce anxiety. Leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables. These fight inflammation and support emotional stability. Walnuts, almonds, and seeds, high in omega-3, which help reduce depression. Probiotic-rich foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi. Your gut health directly affects your mental health. Also, don't forget hydration. Dehydration can mimic anxiety symptoms like headaches, fatigue, and poor concentration. Start noticing how you feel after meals. If certain foods leave you tired, bloated, or moody, reduce them slowly. Train your brain to stop overthinking. Overthinking is like a broken record. It plays the same song over and over until you believe the lyrics. Here's how to break the pattern. The 5-minute thought dump. Every morning or evening, set a timer for 5 minutes. Write down every thought in your mind. Good, bad, random, angry, or anxious. No filtering. Just write. When the timer ends, close the notebook. you've told your mind it's been heard. This allows the brain to empty its chaos onto the page so it doesn't recycle it endlessly in your head. The "is this helpful" test? Every time a negative or repetitive thought enters, ask, is this thought helpful right now? If it's not, say out loud, this thought doesn't serve me, I release it. This is called mental interruption. It retrains your brain to recognize what's real and what's imagined. Schedule a worry time. Pick a time during the day, say 5 p.m., for 10 minutes of intentional worrying. Outside of that time, if a worry shows up, tell it, not now, I'll meet you at 5. This limits how often worry interrupts your peace. Practice emotional hygiene, just like you do with your body. After 50, people pay attention to their physical hygiene, but forget about emotional hygiene. Just like you bathe or brush your teeth, you need a daily routine to clean your mind and heart. Try this. The evening cleanse. Before bed, sit for 5 minutes and close your eyes. Recall the events of the day like a movie. Forgive yourself for anything you regret. Say, it's okay, I did my best today. Express gratitude for one small thing, even if it's just a smile from a stranger or a cool breeze. This practice clears the emotional residue that builds up inside. Make one social connection each day. Loneliness is a heavy weight after 50, but connection heals the mind. Not everyone has close family or friends, but you don't need many. Just one connection a day. Here are some ideas. Call a relative or friend, even for 5 minutes. Join a local group, library circle, or senior center event, even online. Say hello to your neighbor or chat with a cashier. It doesn't have to be deep, it just has to be real. Social interaction reminds your brain that you exist, you matter, and you're part of something bigger. Avoid the anxiety triggers you can control. You can't control the world, but you can control what you feed your mind. Reduce the news. Limit to 10 minutes a day. Social media scrolling, negative conversations, old music that reminds you of painful memories. Increase uplifting podcasts or calming music, nature sounds or silence, books that inspire you, new hobbies or skills. You are the gatekeeper of your emotional home. Start guarding the door, healing through the body, breath, and inner stillness. At this point, you've begun to understand that depression and anxiety after 50 are not just mental or emotional conditions, they're physical too. Your body holds on to decades of stress, unprocessed emotions, and tension in ways that words can't always express. Sometimes the solution isn't more thinking, it's less thinking and more feeling, more movement, more breath, more being. Let's explore the tools that allow your nervous system to reset, your mind to quiet, and your heart to finally soften. Gentle movement to break the emotional freeze. After 50, many people stop moving as much. The body stiffens, muscles ache, and when the body stops moving, the emotions inside it become trapped. You don't need intense workouts or gym memberships. What you need is intentional movement that frees your energy. Try this simple 3-step daily body routine. Morning body wake up 5 minutes, stand up, shake out your arms, legs, and shoulders, roll your neck in slow circles, sway side to side, walk in place for 60 seconds. As you move, say, I am here, I am free, I choose peace. Afternoon reset stretch, 5 to 7 minutes, sit in a chair, raise your arms above your head, inhale as you stretch, exhale slowly as you lower them. Rotate your ankles, fingers, and wrists, stretch your back forward and hold for a few seconds. This reconnects you to your body and reduces midday anxiety. Evening body release, 10 minutes. Lie down on the floor or bed, tense your muscles for 5 seconds, then release. Start with your toes and go up to your face. This technique is called progressive muscle relaxation. It signals your brain to release stress and prepare for restful sleep. Doing this each day begins to teach your nervous system. You are safe now, you are alive, you can relax. Breathing techniques to calm anxiety in minutes. An anxious or overthinking mind is always connected to shallow, fast breathing. Breath is one of the few tools that can directly control your mood, no matter your age. Here are 3 powerful breathing exercises that work especially well after 50-box breathing. The Navy SEAL technique for calm. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for 4 seconds. Hold again for 4 seconds. Repeat this cycle 4 times. It calms the mind, lowers blood pressure, and resets your emotional state. The 4-7-8 technique, for sleep and deep relaxation. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly for 8 seconds. Do this just 2 to 4 times before bed. This slows your heart rate and signals your brain to let go. Alternate nostril breathing, for mental balance. Close your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale through your left nostril. Close the left nostril with your finger. Open the right nostril. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Switch, and exhale through the left. Repeat for 2 to 3 minutes. This balances both hemispheres of the brain, especially helpful for overthinkers. Do one of these exercises every single day, even if just for 3 minutes. Your emotional life will shift more than you expect. Spiritual practices that don't require religion. You don't need to follow a religion to feel spiritual. Spirituality in this context means the quiet practice of returning to yourself, believing there's something larger than your worries, and letting go of what you cannot control. Here are powerful spiritual habits that help release anxiety and depression. The Let It Be ritual. Sit quietly in the morning and say these words: I let be what I cannot change. I let go of what I do not control. I open myself to what wants to heal. Repeat this for 3 to 5 minutes, slowly. Let the words wash over your nervous system. The forgiveness mirror. Stand in front of a mirror once a week. Look into your own eyes and say, I forgive myself for everything I didn't know back then. Then say, I am proud of who I'm becoming. Forgiveness isn't about the past. It's about releasing the emotional weight you carry in your body. This is one of the most transformative practices for people after 50. Connect to nature even in silence. Nature is the original therapist. Go outside daily, even for 10 minutes. Walk barefoot on the grass, touch a tree, watch the clouds, let the world hold you when your heart feels too heavy. Release emotional pain through expression, not suppression. After 50, many people have decades of stored pain, regret, guilt, and loss. You don't have to talk about it all, but you do have to find ways to let it out of your system. Here are ways to express and release safely. Voice notes to self. Record voice notes on your phone when you feel low. Talk to yourself like a friend. Say everything you're scared to say out loud, then delete it. The power is in the release. Art journaling. No one ever has to see it. Just draw shapes, lines, colors, or scribbles. Use it to express how your inner world feels. This taps into your subconscious and helps unblock old emotional energy. Crying without shame. Crying isn't weakness, it's detox. Set a timer, play soft instrumental music. Allow yourself 10 minutes to cry. Breathe through it. You'll feel lighter afterward. Write a letter you never send. Write to someone who hurt you. Write to your younger self, or write to someone who passed. Say everything you never said. Burn or bury it when you're done. These tools help you process the past, soften the present, and open your future. Credits, script, and narration by your production team.